We are 6 shows in now, and we've already got...
This is only number 5.
Okay.
This is episode 5.
This is episode 5.
This would be Empire Strikes Back.
Exactly why this is the B team, because we can't even count. This is episode 5. We are 5 episodes in.
What number comes after 4, Brauny?
5.
You can only count to 4.
It's been one of my busier days of the year so far. And a lot of good things, a lot of good busy, but did get wrapped up in a little bit of reading some articles before the show started and lost my show count.
That's impressive.
What I was saying was episode 5, and we've already got new stuff. They have upgraded us, not on the camera, not the talent on the camera. We haven't upgraded the show. We haven't upgraded the show at all. But we are sitting in brand new chairs. Thank you, Josh Olsey.
Thank you, Josh.
And we don't know where we're going to store them. Well, it's not really our problem.
Brauny. That's
a Nick Savage problem, who is joining the show today. Nick got a well-deserved morning off. Cade Bickham filled in admirably for TexAgs Live. And so, Nick, the veteran, the crafty veteran, White Monster, the people behind you have White Claws in hand.
They do? Are they already drinking?
It wouldn't surprise me. It's a good bet. Like, they're always hammered.
Kind of hard to argue.
So
they like to have a good time.
These new chairs they promote posture much better. The old chairs, I did find myself kind of sinking down in them more and more. I will likely carve out a crevice in this one after about a week and a half. We
call those craters.
Yeah, it's a better descriptor for me, for sure. But we will know which chair was mine or Richard just by the look of the cushion in about, I would say, 5 to 7 shows. We'll say, oh, yeah, Richard sits in that one. Brauny sits in this one. They will have different looks to them.
This is the 6th. This is the 5th show.
This chair fits you way better. The other one, you had that Siciliano look.
Siciliano, I don't understand the reference.
Oh, yeah,
because I don't watch that too much.
We went over that.
Yeah, I know. This chair's comfy. The last chair was comfy. I like the chairs. I like this chair.
Thank you very much, Josh. He's always working on improving our look. And I will say this, on Wednesday's shows, I will be hustling out of here for the foreseeable future on Wednesdays. I've got a baseball practice to get to and run here in town. So we are going to take you all the way to 5:45.
So
then we'll get out of here.
How does that differ from the first 4 shows we've done? Because you're pretty much gone like at 5:50 anyways.
True.
Yeah, you're out of here way earlier than anybody else who works on the show, myself included. I'm just saying.
Hey, I'm fine with it. Call me out. I'm okay with accountability, and I'm not running from it. I get out of here at 5:50.
Brauny has since he's got this show, since we've started this show, and as we discussed earlier, it's only episode 5. Brauny is very much starting to act like talent around here.
Whoa. Well, who else acts like talent? Give me some more names.
Anybody out. I'm not calling anybody out.
You're comfortable calling me out.
Yeah, because you're right next to me.
Okay, so you're going to wait till these other people get in front of you, and then you'll call them out?
Sure.
Do any of them have an office upstairs?
No.
Do any of them are any of them still in the office currently?
I don't know, because I don't know who's upstairs. I've been downstairs since about what time did Jim Turner come through today, Nick? 11?
11 o'clock.
Yeah, I've been downstairs since 11. I haven't been at my desk all day.
Whenever I let him in the door and Coach Turner had a look on his face.
He's ready.
He was ready to run the football.
If you're a TexAgs Live listener, Nick, I don't know exactly what time that's going down, but tomorrow morning on TexAgs Live and then again on TexAgs.com, the site, you're getting a full half hour, 45 minutes of Jimmy T.
A lot of content.
A lot of stuff. And it's I'll give you a sneak peek, I guess I won't give you a sneak peek. I'll just let you know. It's awesome. It's exactly what you might expect.
He didn't bring his pad in.
Yeah, he didn't bring the blocking pad in this week, but it's a long season, Brauny. No need to punch ourselves out in week 1.
And I told him that David needed a little motivation today. I told him, I said, Nuno's pad level's too high in there.
Yeah.
Get down there. He's losing his leverage.
Low man wins.
Yes. And you'd think Nuno would know that as much as he rolls with other guys. Leverage, low man wins,
this is
pad level.
BVMMA comment. Nothing else. Nothing nefarious.
That's exactly right.
Nuno.
We're talking about rolling with other guys in an octagon. Isn't that what he does, Nick?
Say that again?
Doesn't he just roll with other guys in an octagon? We're only talking about MMA settings.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I don't even know if they do it on an octagon. It's like a big mat with everyone else rolling in there, you know?
Oh, so he rolls with lots of people.
Have you
lots
been?
Of people.
Have you been?
I used to live with one of my roommates. Used to do jujitsu, and I just know how it works.
Were you ever like a sparring partner with your roommate?
I mean, I've you know, you have a few cold beers.
So have you been? You've been.
I
the
see where you're trying
rollee.
to take this.
You're not the
Richard
roller.
Zane,
You're the
and
rollee.
I'm not gonna play this game.
Okay.
I thought maybe that you had been to the MMA place where David rolls and maybe watch from the corner or something. I don't know how you had such a great background.
I mean, I don't think we've got those guys here anymore.
On the show today,
I'll ask Callie for some input.
Wow. We got an audible pop out of the back.
Bang!
On the show today, we're going to talk Kalen DeBoer. That's where we're going to start.
Ooh.
Did you see the article? Now, I think it came out actually a couple of days ago, and I missed it. But Andy Staples quote tweeted it today. It sounds like he and Chris Lowe, at varying degrees, got in contact with both agents and Alabama donors to discuss the loss to Florida State and what we talked about yesterday, the Crimson Tide being 5-5 in their last 10.
Yep.
Okay, so I have a quote. This is an article on 3. It's free now, so I'm not taking premium content from anybody. But this is, I was scrolling through it and looking for the quote that Andy Staples tweeted today. But there's some more good stuff in here. The quote he tweeted today came from a donor/booster, and it basically said, "We can't keep looking like this." And I understand the purpose of the article. I understand the Alabama fan base not wanting this to happen. I understand the heightened sense of urgency now in Tuscaloosa. But part of me, as I was reading this article and going through some of these quotes and the people that they're anonymous sources, like he's got agents quoted in here, and he's got donors quoted in here. I don't think Andy Staples or Chris Lowe are going to be making quotes up. But it made me kind of feel sorry for Kalen DeBoer that the first game of your second season, and look, they were embarrassed in Tallahassee, no question, as 13.5-point favorites. They got beat by 14. So a 27.5-point swing on outcome. That's not going to fly in Tuscaloosa. 5-5 over your last 10 is not going to fly in Tuscaloosa. But I almost felt sorry for Kalen DeBoer because it's like, man, after one loss this season, they're going after you and they're calling donors to go on record. That seems like a bit much. Alabama, what happens if Alabama goes 10-2 and makes the playoff?
I mean,
and they're playing in Atlanta, then all this was a little bit silly, right? I just thought that was an article was written way too soon.
I didn't read it. I haven't seen it. But I definitely don't think Andy Staples or Chris Lowe are in the business of making up quotes ever. That's not real. Whatever those guys are writing, it's going to be well sourced. It's going to be well put together. Those guys are really, really good at their jobs, and they're not going to risk any sort of credibility or future or career they've already built on making up stuff. So this is very real. If On Three's got those two guys on it, very, very real. Very, very early.
Let me see if I can find the quote. Andy Staples' Twitter, Kalen DeBoer quote. I bet it'll come up, and I don't want to paraphrase. I want to kind of read verbatim what he said. Maybe I should have sent it this morning. They talk a lot about his buyout, $60+ million. That's in the Jimbo Fisher ballpark.
Yeah. Well, I saw he tweeted something earlier today about a liquidated damages clause.
What does that mean?
I mean, I don't know.
I might know somebody that would know, but I don't think she's going to answer the phone right now. One of the key quotes from the article, Andy Staples says, if you have 3 more losses like that this year, he's going to be fired. I don't care how big the buyout is. It's Alabama. You can't go 8-4.
When we put a team out there that looks uninspired like we have far too many times these past 2 years and lose to teams that were clearly more talented than, that's when it becomes a problem and not just a bunch of spoiled fans griping.
So he's
the power players.
To me, that's exactly what it sounds like. I mean, just spoiled fans gripe. I get they're quoting donors there, but it's like, dang, man, you lose Nick Saban, you're going to fall down to earth a little bit. And it's crazy to think that, a kid born in, what year, Brauny? When did Nick Saban start coaching at Alabama?
Oh, it was 2007,
2007. Right? So a kid born in 2005 grew up and knew nothing but Nick Saban coached Bama teams. And it's like their perception of like a normal program is so warped.
Make no mistake about it. You're absolutely right, Nick. They have lived a fantasy life as a college football fan. It's not normal. We said it while the dynasty was being built, while it was happening, that we won't see anything like this again. And it still rings true even after Nick Saban has left. We're not going to see anybody run the table like that again. At least I hope not. Like, I hope there's more parity, because it became just bet your bottom dollar on Alabama week in, week out. And you probably made a lot of money on the Crimson Tide over 15 years. And they won so many national champions. That's not real life. It reminds me of some kids that I've coached, like at the early ages, at 12, 13, they mature faster than everybody.
Sure.
So they hit the ball harder, they run faster, they throw harder. Had a kid in 3 consecutive outings at 13 years old, Richard, he struck out 12 in 4 innings, 15 in 5 innings, and then 12 in 4 innings again. All no-hitters. I had to pull him because his pitch count was getting up because he was striking everybody out, right?
Yeah. Strikeouts aren't cheap.
So up to that point in his life, he had lived a baseball dream. It's not a reality, right? Nobody goes through their baseball career and does that, not even the greatest of the greats. And so the kid, the family, they get used to this stuff. They get used to striking everybody out. They get used to hitting all the homers. And then once the crowd kind of raises and catches them and everybody matures and they're playing a much more realistic game, there is a little bit of a hurdle. Now, to this kid's credit that I'm talking about, he has overcome that hurdle immensely to the fact that he's got Power 4 offers now. And I'm really, really proud of him because of the maturity, but that's not easy. And the Bama fans are experiencing that same thing right now. They lived a fantasy life with their college football fandom for 15 years, and it's come crashing back down to earth. And I think they're overreacting. I don't know. I get it. It's Alabama, 8-4 is probably not going to cut it. They're going to try to fire him maybe, but that's a massive buyout. I think he needs another year.
I think 2 years would be way too early to make a move.
But it goes back to something we said yesterday. If he would have stayed at Washington and
think he could have been
remained on the road,
successful there.
Immensely successful. They're in a different league, which who knows kind of the ins and outs of that. And
maybe the Big Ten fits his style of play more so than the SEC. You don't know.
You're right. But in hindsight, it's 2020. So we're looking at this now and going, man, he had it up and running at Washington, played in the national finals, right? And lost to a really good Michigan team and was kind of had it up and running and was getting his style of players out there and had turned Michael Penix into the best passer in college football that season. And I get it. He bet on himself. And we talked about it yesterday, the ambition of going to be the head coach at Alabama. But if he stays in Seattle, they're probably going to start naming stuff after him.
Yeah.
It's just a very interesting dynamic and something to follow over the next few years. And, you know, he bet on himself with good reason. If you could pull up, Nick, I'm going to ask you to do a little bit of homework while I'm talking. Pull up Kalen DeBoer's head coaching record prior to Alabama. So they went 9-3 last year?
I believe so.
9-3 last year, so he's 9-4 at Alabama now. But everywhere he went, everywhere he was winning at an incredible rate.
Well, yeah, wasn't it like D3 stops, though?
Sure, but he's worked his way up. What I'm saying is every level he's elevated himself to, he's won.
He's 113-17 overall. So he said he went 9-3 last year. So do the math, whatever. He had over 100 wins and 15 losses overall.
So that's with all of that data, you're closing in on 130, 140 games. You're going, okay, like I'm pretty good at this. So despite the greatest football coach in college football history exiting, my resume says that I can do this. And so I understand why he bet on himself, but I just wonder if there's part of his brain that's going, you know what, it was a lot better in Seattle. There was a lot less expectation. I was winning. I had a program that has been historically good. I wouldn't call Washington a blue blood, but they've been in national title pictures far more than A&M has, right?
Sure.
And I just wonder if there's some element, some little piece to his brain that's going, what might have been had I stayed. I wonder if that happens to all coaches.
I don't know if you can be looking back in that profession. Like I'm sure he's not right now. And even if things go south and he does end up, I mean, things have already I don't even think they've gone south on him yet, right? Like the sample size is still way too early, right? 9-5 is because they had a bowl game too. Like I don't think it's I still think it's too early to tell. But say it continues on this trajectory and he's out in Tuscaloosa either this year or next, after 25 or after 26. I don't think the coaches who get to that level ever think back or, I don't think they have regrets. I think they are so motivated by the desire to win that they're always looking for what's next and how can they get back and battling again for the ultimate prize.
This wasn't something that I had on my rundown, but as you were talking, I started to think about you and I are both Premier League fans and how quickly these soccer clubs across Europe will dump their coach.
Dude, Tottenham won a trophy for the first time in 17 years. Now, they had a terrible year overall, right? They finished 16th in the Prem. But your guy wins a trophy for you the first time in a generation, right? An entire 21-year-old doesn't know success at Spurs, and the guy who gets him a trophy, they dump him 3 weeks later. That's nuts. I've never seen anything like it anywhere else in sports. But at the same time, being a diehard Dodger fan, Dave Roberts won us a World Series last year. I'm kind of out on him.
Yeah,
like, guys,
but what I'm saying is like
nuts.
Go look at Man United since Sir Alex Ferguson is no longer their coach, and they just dump them so quick. And
I've only been watching Tottenham since like 2017. We've had Pochettino, Mourinho, Nuno, Bruno Sanchez. He was only there for like a month and a half. It's hard for me to remember. They've had Big Ange, and now they're on to Thomas Frank. 5 in 7 seasons. 8
and a lot of
seasons,
times they'll get them in and like they'll let them start the next season. They'll dump them 2 weeks into the season. I wonder the dynamics of that. They obviously their cash flows and their bank accounts are a lot larger than college football's programs are. But where are we going with this? Because in this day and age, like if you hired Kalen DeBoer because you obviously were impressed by his record and you thought that his style would translate to Alabama, and there's part of me that's going, of course it's not going to be Nick Saban. There wasn't anybody on the planet that was going to be Nick Saban. The closest you would have gotten was Kirby Smart. Mm-hmm. The closest. And he's basically untouchable at Georgia now. So you were going to take a step back from Nick Saban regardless of who you went out and got. There was, again, you're not going to continue that dynasty. It's all good things come to an end. You live that fantasy lifestyle. So if you knew that you're going to take some step back, you cannot make an overarching decision, in my opinion, on a coach's career, his tenure at a place after 14 games. If they're bad this year, then for sure next year he goes in on the hot seat. And I just wonder if maybe fans have changed their expectation with the revenue sharing, the players getting paid, the ability to flip your roster in 1 year. But I'm going to tell you all that comes at a price. It hasn't made coaching easier. As a matter of fact, it's made it a lot harder.
I think coaching's also probably been impacted by the attention span pandemic we have in society. The leashes and the attention spans are shorter than ever before.
It's hard to, like, if Tom Wilson lost the game at A&M in the 70s, mm-hmm. What was the reaction of the fan base? You'll never know because we didn't have that we could pick up and vent everything through, right? And we didn't have TexAgs, a message board where we could go and vent or whatever, SEC rant, Tiger droppings, pick your message board of choice. And so are we reacting? Are fans reacting the same as they did 20 years ago, 30 years ago? Maybe. We just don't have an account of it. Probably the op-eds that writers were publishing in the newspapers back then, like being critical of coaches and stuff like that, were probably your first glimpses into pushback, maybe post-game call-in shows.
Yeah.
Those were popular in the 90s.
Like the Kiffin's Crimson Corner?
Hopefully very different from that, but you're on the right track. Keep going. But it's just the tenure, the patience of a fan base with a coach. I talked about this with the baseball head coach, currently here at Texas A&M. I talked about it a lot. Like, okay, if they are going to make a move on from Mike Early after 1 year, I will have kind of understood why they did it, but I didn't believe that was what should have happened. I believe if you think that guy is going to be a really good coach, you owe him more, especially in the game of baseball. He should get more than 55 games. Correct? And if you hired Kalen DeBoer from Washington because you believe that he can keep Alabama in the national title picture, of course, it's not going to maintain up here. Nobody stays up here their whole life. And a program can't. The program's got to ride waves, right? Sure. So, yeah, it's going to take a little bit of a hit. But if you think Kalen DeBoer was the best option for you to continue to be in the national title discussion, then you owe him more than 14, 15 games before you make that determination. I think you owe him probably more than 24 games if you're going to make that determination. And look, if he goes into year 3 and he was 8-4, 8-5 last year, and he's 8-4 this year, and he's 7-5 next year, okay, I will understand it. At least your sample size got to play out. But again, it goes back to what we were talking about yesterday. All these reports coming out from donors and boosters, and now everybody wants to go on record and say their piece about this thing. Do you think the donors and boosters would be that upset about kids getting DoorDash delivered at midnight at the hotel if they would have beaten Florida State 31-17?
Nope.
And do you
Winning
think
cures all?
Do you think that after they went into Baton Rouge last year and steamrolled LSU, that anybody cared if kids were late to treatment the next day?
Nope. Because winning cures all.
Right. So again, just give the guy a little bit more of some runway to figure out. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I'm not sitting here pounding the table saying Kalen DeBoer is going to turn Alabama around this year and he'll bring the program right back to where Saban had it. But I think we've gotten into a point where you have to have immediate gratification regardless of what you're doing. And that goes back to what you said about the attention span, this microwave thing where I've got to have it and I got to have it now. That's not the way life works. Very rarely. What's taught me a lesson about that kind of deal is like messing with the stock market. You invest your money, you want immediate return. It doesn't work that way. You got to ride some highs and lows, and over the course of time, what do they say? Time in the market is more important than time in the market. So it's more important to have an extended period of time in the market than you being in the market at a specific time.
Yep.
So you're going to have to ride this and have some patience. And I've learned that through investing, and I'm kind of a newer investor, and I've learned some lessons there. And you guess what the theme of today's show is?
Wisdom Wednesday?
Yes.
We learned Wednesdays?
We learned Wednesdays. And so I will be asking you something you've learned a little bit later. Nick will ask you something you've learned, maybe about, what, Nick, I think, Nick, let's do this with Nick. I want to know what you've learned, Nick, about delegating, because you are a perfectionist as well. It makes you really good at your job, and you trust yourself to do the job as good as it could possibly be done. But if you are required to do all the things that you produce every piece of content that comes out of this company, you are going to run yourself, then you can't do it. So you've had to learn how to delegate. What have you learned about delegating and how you handle it?
Yeah, I think you just have to learn to trust people. I didn't know we were getting super serious on this show, but yeah, you just got to learn to trust people, because that's one thing with me is I don't really like letting people, as in Cade and Luke, do like this, just because I feel like, well, it's on me to produce it the best I can. But I've learned to trust those guys and trust my training in them and let them do the job. But yeah, like if I tried to do everything, I don't think I'd be married. I would be even skinnier than I am now. Like I would be doing horrible. But yeah.
The same goes for you too, though.
Nick does a great job.
Yeah.
And Cade and Luke have taken huge steps over the last few months. And it's to a point now where, the people who are in the office can kind of tell when something's not produced by Nick, but the audience can't. And that's just because we know Nick's style and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm the same way, right? There's absolutely no way I can touch and copy edit and produce every single piece of content that goes out on TexAgs, from TexAgs Live, to Olin columns, to Billy stories, to these podcasts, to the recruiting Q&As, all of that. We're producing a ton more content now across all platforms, whether it be written stuff, whether it be audio stuff, whether it be video stuff. I mean, right now, as we speak, Nick, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure we've got 2 studios operating 2 pieces of content. One of them live, one of them is being recorded to go out later today, right?
Sure.
And if they're not recording right now, they will be recording shortly, correct?
I think so.
Yeah, because they'll be upstairs doing Pick 'em and Rip 'em, presented by Prize Picks.
Oh, that's what you're talking about. Yeah. I thought you were talking about it like an interview I didn't know about.
No.
You're right.
So like we're doing more, and we're doing more across social media and everything. So you have to get to a point where you trust people. And for me, a huge, huge piece, and I don't tell her nearly enough, but she really is a shining star of what we do here. And I think she knows that. She just doesn't hear it enough, is Kay Nagley. And Nick calls her his best friend. She's fantastic. She's pulling the strings on all of the content that comes out of our morning shows. A ton of it. And then she's helping throughout the afternoon. And then she's also helping produce stuff on social. And then she's doing highlights and everything. You have to trust people that they can help you do your job, but then you also have to build a team and trust that they know what they're doing and that they're experts in what they're doing. I don't know jack squat about TikTok, but I trust Callie Garner and her social team, and I trust that they're on top of it, because that's a universe that I technically have to oversee, even though I've never once been on the platform because of China, and I'm being afraid of it. But Callie's
perked up so quick when you said that.
Callie's doing a great job. It's not just TikTok. It's Instagram, and Luke's doing great stuff on Twitter, and that's stuff that they have to be handed and given, and you have to be there to provide some coaching, and then also understand that when things go wrong on their watch, it's not their fault. It's your fault as the manager and as the leader, because you didn't prepare them well enough, or you weren't giving it good enough feedback, or you weren't as involved enough. You were doing too much assuming. It is something, and where every single time we make a mistake on anything, whether it be a graphic on a show, or it's a spelling error that didn't get caught in editing, or it's a bad headline, anything like that, I wear them personally, and I think that that's the way Nick operates. I think that's the way Kay operates. I think that's the way Callie operates, Luke, yourself, David, on down. And I think that's what makes us really good, and that's what makes the content really good, is because we all have each other's backs, and because we all trust each other, and we have to delegate.
Well, I just got out of your way so you could cut a promo. The girls in the back are great, and the reason why we pick on them so much is because we like them. They do a great job.
And we didn't give Kaylee Dreyer a shout out and all of that, but she's doing a great job getting people by. And I don't know if people have noticed, but we are doing more NIL activations than before over the last few weeks, and she's a huge part of that.
Well, you were talking about people you trust and surrounding yourself with people you trust about the time that you were talking about Pick 'em and Rip 'em, and there's going to be somebody here for Pick 'em and Rip 'em that
don't trust Matthew Dawson.
I can't believe it. Nick, are you aware of what Matthew, like, you were here before he took his big boy job, right? And what did we hear all summer about the Baylor Bears?
Oh man, yeah. No, we got to watch that game as we were calling the Rudder game, and he was just beside him. So he just, I was looking at him trying to see, what's he gonna cook up, and he's just like,
we said it yesterday,
couldn't make
dude.
anything up.
I was so excited for that game, more so than A&M UTSA, and even more so than Texas and Ohio State, mostly because I had to hate watch both of those teams. I mean, more so than LSU Clemson, because I didn't really get to watch that one because it's at the same time as A&M UTSA. And man, if Baylor Auburn wasn't the biggest dud of a Friday night game ever, and I blame my excitement, or it not meeting my excitement level, squarely on Matthew Dawson.
Another team that he was, listen, I remember the day in the back, he was sitting in the third row right behind Nick, and he had me sitting down in a chair next to him, and we were going over Alabama and the Alabama defense. He was like, I'm laying some big money on the Tide this year, and he was convincing me, going like every level of their defense, checking out the two deep. Look at this guy. Look what he did last year. His PFF numbers were great last year. And then what happens in week one? They get run through like sauce through a sick calf. You know what I'm saying? And you and I both, Matthew Dawson, fraudulent. And he didn't want to hear it. But you know what? I think he's a stand-up guy.
I do. And
I think he'll wear it. He'll say I was wrong. And look, listen, Nick, as as a group, this show, we got to be hand up people. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Yeah, hand up. That's on me. I opened the show. I called it episode 6. It's episode 5. Hand up.
Here's what Matthew Dawson's going to do.
We're not doing one of these small hands like we're trying to skirt. No, that's on me.
But here's what Matthew Dawson does. He's going to come in here and he's going to take accountability, but he's going to start convincing you of something else. He's going to say, well, man, did you see how Auburn played? Man,
I don't think he's taking any accountability by Kaylee. I don't think
negative 500 on the money line. I'm gonna take it.
He's not taking any accountability whatsoever because I have a preview of tonight's Pick 'em and Rip 'em. It's coming out later this evening. When they cut it, they get it on the site. But I have the written version already. Dude's taking more than on Bryson Washington and Sawyer Robertson in week 2. He can't quit.
You know what, though? That is accountability. He's ride or die with the Baylor Bears.
That's not accountability. He's saying what he should be saying when it comes to accountability is, I got it wrong. What my projection said was incorrect. Now he's doubling down.
Yeah. Hey,
that's not accountability.
Get him a Piro, send him up the Brazos River. He's going to ride the green and gold riverboat with Dave Aranda. Dave Aranda wouldn't be a great captain of a ship if it's like one of those let's have fun on the river type ships. No laughing on the ship. Did you see that Travis Hunter is going to start at wide receiver and be the backup at corner in Jacksonville?
I didn't see that, but that dude is a freak show.
This has got to be...
Dude is a freak show. And also the Jaguars roster is pretty...
Oh, they're going to be bad.
Yeah, like they're not going to be very good. So like...
Trevor Lawrence, the most overpaid, overhyped quarterback coming out of college in the last 10 years? He's got to be on the list. I mean, I just kind of put it to you right there and put you on the spot.
I think it's Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams, small sample size.
That dude's not... That dude's going to be a
kid,
bum.
Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson.
Out of BYU.
Moms love him, though.
And people love his mom, apparently.
Is his mom hot?
Didn't he have an episode where?
No, it was with his mom's friends.
Oh, okay. I thought
Zach Wilson mom.
I don't know what she looks like. What do we got? You got a rating?
I mean,
you love moms. But yeah,
not bad.
I'm struggling to remember a two-way player in the NFL. Deion did it a little bit.
Yeah, Deion did it a little bit.
There's been very few people that I can remember that played multiple positions, even on one side of the ball. You think of Cordell Stewart. Remember they were calling him Slash? He played quarterback. He played running back. He played receiver. There was Antoine. Funny enough, they were both Steelers. Antoine Randall did a bunch of different stuff, but I don't know if outside of maybe Deion, has anybody ever played on both sides of the ball. And he's going to start at corner. Going to start at receiver and be a backup corner. I would imagine that if Jacksonville has plans to sell tickets down in Duval County, he is going to be targeted with the football, and he's going to play a lot of snaps on defense. It'll be interesting to chart his.
Our guy Sandman on the YouTube chat says Khalil Mack. Do you remember Miles? Do you remember Miles Jack at UCLA? Running back and linebacker.
Okay, good. That's a good call.
It's tough.
Yeah,
it's very tough.
But I can't remember any more outside of that. That's a good pull there. Did you Google that or is that?
No, I didn't. I remember when UCLA was really, really good at baseball. They're still pretty good, but it was back when Trevor Bauer and Garrett Cole were on that same team. They were really weird. I really liked that style of baseball because I was never a big kid, so I liked the small ball.
You're a West Coast guy.
Are fun. Yeah. Home runs are fun for sure, but I liked the John Savage style of baseball. So I was following UCLA baseball a little bit more than normal kids in DFW, so that kind of led me to following UCLA football a little bit more than normal kids in DFW. But yeah, Miles Jack was the name I always remembered.
Those UCLA teams were pretty good. Like you mentioned, Skip Hicks was a running back then, Cade McNown, the quarterback. I think both of those were on the team that went to Austin and beat up Texas like 66-3.
Was Huntley the quarterback?
That was Brett Hundley. That's a little bit later. Cade McNown.
I thought Huntley was the quarterback that played Texas. Oh, they played a game it wasn't a true home and home with the Longhorns. I think they played one game at AT&T Stadium, then went to Austin the next year. So they played both games in Texas as like a way to
I don't remember that.
Thing.
It was interesting. But the game I'm talking about was definitely like late 90s. UCLA went in there and beat them
2000s.
up. Beat them up. Yeah, beat them up pretty good.
Before Josh Rosen, the Rosen one.
Something I didn't have on the rundown today that I was just scrolling and got my attention is Fox Sports College Football was doing a rating of most iconic. No, that wasn't iconic. Excuse me. They were rating the best college football helmets that they saw after week 1. And I don't know that why after week 1 has anything to do with it unless you're going to count like the Utah State Cal helmets, and that's something that really jumped. Did you see those, Nick?
Yeah, I hope they wear them this weekend. That'd be sweet.
the Cal print helmets.
Interesting.
But the Instagram reel that I saw, the first one that they popped out was Notre Dame. And if you want to say iconic, I get it. 100% iconic. But best helmet in college football? No way.
Okay, so what else was on the list? Was it USC? Was it Michigan? Was it
Michigan was there?
Of course,
Penn State,
Ohio State. Even though they don't have too many Buckeye leaves on them yet, like
Penn State.
Sure, the classics.
Alabama, but like those
are classics.
Those are not, to me, those are not the most aesthetic helmets. And we've talked about on this show, my favorite helmet of all time is the 2002, early 2000s.
Yeah, Texas Tech, the bass boats
with the flake in it, the glitter flake in it. But right now, my favorite one going, and it's been pretty similar for a long time, but I think the best helmet, the most aesthetically pleasing helmet in college football is Florida State.
It's a good helmet.
Yep, I agree completely.
Do you like the Florida State uniforms, like the back half of the Jimbo era, or did you like them like when they were classic under Bobby Bowden? Because remember they did like a little bit of a redesign when Jameis was there.
Oh yeah, I like the classic ones with the
Classics.
Vegas gold.
Yeah,
and look, Vegas gold pants are kind of tough to pull off because especially with everybody's going to these new pants, it feels like I was watching UCLA the other night. They got steamrolled by Utah. I think UCLA has got a really good color palette.
Oh, it's the best. The UCLA stripe on the sleeves, those are so classic. But the helmet stinks with the gold face mask.
I didn't really
like the gold helmet would look so much better with the gray face mask.
So their pants, like they were trying to do the Vegas gold, kind of that gold pant. And because they're essentially wearing these tights now, I just don't think the color comes through real well. It's like a muted or a faded gold. I'm a big fan. So my high school where I grew up was black and Vegas gold, and I've always thought that combination looked good. So I like Colorado's combinations, especially when they go gold helmet. I think that's a really sharp. I like Colorado's helmets, gold with black face mask. I think it's a really sharp look.
Yeah. Do you like the Golden Dome?
No, I don't know.
You don't like the gold helmet?
I like it's Vegas gold, but I need something else on there. It's just like Penn State. Like it's iconic, yes. I don't think it's aesthetically pleasing. Alabama's is basically the same structure as Penn State with a number on it.
Okay.
Tulane, great helmet. Great logo.
I mean, which ones? Because they've got so many different ones.
Tulane baseball's jerseys with the pelican across the script, the pelican standing on the bat. Incredible logo. But I like the old school. So the big giant wave, I think there's too much going on the helmet. It's too busy. But I like the traditional T with the wave on it, and I think it's got a pelican on it as well. But I like Tulane's got a really sharp helmet. Obviously, we talked about this the other day. North Carolina's color scheme, color palette, color wheel, whatever you want to call it, is elite. But I don't love their home helmets.
I like that. I do like UCLA's look.
UCLA or UNC?
UNC. Oh, UNC. I do. Like I was sitting there watching that game on Monday night, and it's so classic. Like and JJ Watt tweeted about it, and I agree with him. It might be the best individual color in all of sports, and I think they do wear it well on the football field too. I like the Carolina blue helmet over their traditional white helmet. I do.
That's fair.
I like more color.
It's you know who I think did a really good job of a rebrand, and now it's been so long since they've gone away from their old school look that I think people just forget about it, and they just, whenever I say this school, you're going to think of their current color scheme. Like, man, that's been around forever. But I really liked what Oklahoma State when they redid themselves, and they have that. It's an orange, but they wore the orange tops all the time at home with the white pants and a white helmet, and they've changed it up so much.
Barry Sanders was there.
Yes, and so I think and even all the way through I could get you some Oklahoma State quarterback, Zach Robinson, Aso Pogai.
I mean,
these are all guys that played against Texas A&M.
Brandon Whedon's the one that sticks out.
That was the one. That was the era too that I thought that Oklahoma State, when they started changing their look, those were some really sharp jerseys when Brandon Whedon and Justin Blackman were there. They went to the gunmetal gray more. Yeah, incorporate a lot more black.
They've started doing that even more since then. Like who's Mason Rudolph? So they're like they've got like their own look. Like Nike's kind of giving them more of like a cowboy, like kind of print around the collar and stripe down the helmet and like a sheriff's looking badge. Like it's uniquely cowboy now, and I think it's good for them. And it's kind of helped elevate their brand, I would imagine, a little bit more. And they are the second school in that state, and both schools were under the Nike brand for so long. They still are, right? Because I'm not a moron. I know that Jordan Brand is really Nike, but they do more uniform stuff that kind of attracts to recruits and players a little bit.
To be honest with you, the rival Oklahoma, all of their alternates that they've done have been putrid, bad.
Yeah.
Like even their creams were the closest thing that I liked, but when they went to their grays, they were hideous.
Not good. Oklahoma's one of those schools that shouldn't ever have to wear an alternate.
What do you think about A&M? I wish that they would feature. So I like the script. I would like to see a maroon script helmet, white Aggies script, white face mask. I loved the all black last year. That was great.
Yes.
I wouldn't mind seeing a different. I don't know about the state of Texas logo on some of those ones. Like when what year was it? Was they went to Mississippi State and they wore the white? They wore the white out. Was that a helmet that had the state of Texas?
Kenny
logo?
Hill year. Yeah. But I'm all in on, like, I would rather have the state of Texas behind the A&M logo than the script Aggies.
Really?
Yeah. Like I kind of wish they went black helmet, white state of Texas A&M logo on it.
I'd like to see it. I'd like to see A&M be a little bit more creative with their helmets. I think they got a really good base for the jersey, the top, the pants look good. They're really sharp. I think they could be a little bit more creative. I wouldn't hate a helmet that had the Gig'em logo, the thumb logo on it.
Put old Sarge running a football on it.
Old Sarge head, or
I'm more about I know exactly what logo you're talking about, Nick. They're starting to put that on like t-shirts and polos and stuff. That'd be a better logo than a thumbs up. I'll say this. I liked the 2012 to 2020, whatever it was. Really? I liked those. I thought the shoulder stripes were like uniquely A&M. I thought you could have cleaned it up a little bit. I don't think you needed the bevel on the numbers, right? That to me felt like we were doing too much. But I didn't mind the stripes on the uniforms.
I got over the matte look pretty quickly. It's a matte helmet. The maroon helmet was matte, and it was just, I thought the maroon didn't pop as much, but they were so much different. I actually really liked the 2 years before they changed to those. So it would have been 2010, 2011. They had the white pants with the kind of crooked piping down the side.
No. They did that for 1 year. They did that one season. That was
I thought those were sharp. They had 2010.
Yes, it was 2010 because 2011 they just wore solid maroon, solid white.
And the worst combination A&M's ever had was the Stephen McGee gray pants.
I disagree. I like those. I think honestly, I did. I like them. I would wear them play in the 2014 NCAA game. Like I like those. I did. Sorry, that just something about like classic stripes on pants and on the uniforms, like on the sleeves. Like it's just a good look. Like there's a reason why so many teams do it in their colorway.
Well, I wasn't talking. But you like the pants with
didn't mind it
with the gray pants with the big stripe on them.
Don't mind it.
Ugh, I just those belong on the baseball field. Gray pants are baseball field, but that's different strokes for different folks. We got on this, but we were talking about helmets, right? Like sharp helmets. Is there any other ones that stand out? TCU. I think TCU does a great job with their jerseys. I thought they were sharp the other night.
Yeah.
And they do alternate.
They go white helmet, white jersey, black pants?
No, they went purple helmet, white jersey, purple pants.
I was loving those Baylor gold helmets.
Do you like those Vegas gold helmets?
I do, yeah.
It's just those are so loud, it's hard to see like the BU logo on the side. You know what I'm saying?
Sick, all gold.
I liked the Robert Griffin era Baylor stuff. I thought they looked sharp there. I think the state of Texas has got a bunch of really, both classic and innovative.
North Texas, I like some of their stuff too.
Yes. Because but Brauny earlier in a past episode said he thinks that like the Oregon duck wing helmet is kind of jumped the shark. I know that North Texas has started wearing that every now and then. Rice has done it as well. A few other schools.
Rice unveiled some new helmets today. Did you see those?
Huh?
Rice unveiled. It's like a light blue. They just unveiled it today.
Rice won their week 1 game, by the way,
at Louisiana Lafayette. They got a brand new head coach there. And did you see today on, or maybe it was last night on Pardon My Take, Big Cat was like shouting out the New Mexico head coach. And I started like looking this guy up. His name's Coach Eck.
Okay.
And he's really innovative. And I don't know, like, did you watch any of Michigan, New Mexico?
No.
I didn't either. But he's.
You had to have Peacock, I think.
But he's apparently he's got this big giant binder that tells him what to do in all situations. He's very like quirky.
Okay.
And if you're a place like New Mexico, you're going to have to be quirky to win.
That's true.
You can't just line them up and play football there.
That's true. Doesn't New Mexico wears like the topaz blue in their uniforms every now and then?
Every now and then, yes.
I think that's a sick look. I think that's a cool alternate. Something that I've really liked, I'm not sure they do it very much anymore, is Oklahoma State basketball when Marcus Smart and Phil Forte were there. Shout out to a couple of guys from Flower Mound, even though they went to Marcus. They would have like blue uniforms, like that baby blue.
Oh yeah, I do remember
about
that.
because it was like a Native American like heritage shout out because it's the same color as the Oklahoma State flag.
We were watching. I would say me and my wife were watching Kansas. Didn't they play? Kansas has played a weird schedule so far. So they played week 0 at home to open their new building, and then last week they played it like they're playing. Did they play on a Monday? I can't remember what it was, but it was the unveiling. It was week 0, and I was watching Kansas in their new stadium, and I started looking at the big Jayhawk bird logo, and I used to like it. Now I think I hate it.
Yeah,
that beak is way too big.
I had a cousin who went to KU.
But I also, like, it's part of the, not mystique, but the variety of college football that you get so different. I feel like the NFL has gotten so generic, and there's not any of the NFL logos that really blow you away. If you go back to early 2000s, late 90s, the NBA logos were elite. Remember that Pistons logo?
You're talking about the horse?
The horse on the engines? Like those logos, the Rockets logo, I love that. They had those pinstripe jerseys.
Those Pistons jerseys back in the day was that's like seafoam green color and like the tint, like the muted orange and black. Right. It's just not a good look. Like the red, white, and blue is so classic. It's like what they're wearing now is kind of like an offshoot of what they wore back when IT and Bill Laimbeer were winning championships in the 80s. I think that's sick.
I'm gonna look up late '90s NBA.
You know who's got it? You know who's got it? Who's got it worse right now? Is the Mavs. They should go back to what they wore in the '90s and the early 2000s, right when Dirk got there. The blue and the green with the basketball that's wearing the cowboy hat.
Oh yes,
that's a good look.
Yes,
that's a good look.
The Raptors had a great one. It was the dinosaur dribbling the basketball. The Grizzlies was awesome.
Do you like the rocket with a face on it?
Yes, I liked all that.
All right.
So, like, I guess I'm hard to nail down. Like, I don't like to me, the Kansas logo looks silly because the beak's too big, but I do like a rocket with a face on it.
So Kansas's logo, I don't think it looks silly or anything because it's just like that's just Kansas. That's their logo. They've had that same logo for a long time. I know they've cleaned up the bird every now and then, but like it's just fine to me. I don't care.
The Seattle Supersonics had a pretty sweet logo. To me that was a great era for brand marks and logos.
None of my teams have really changed logos too much throughout their history. So, like, I kind of get left out when all these teams bring back retros or throwback jerseys.
There was I saw on one of my scrolls, they were doing like a man on the street trivia baseball. Name the one MLB team that hasn't changed its logo in its entire existence.
Would it be the Yankees?
That's what I thought.
But the Yankees, that's going to be a no because the Yankees originally started as the original Baltimore Orioles. Is that what they're going to say?
No, I think what they were doing was like Because and I'm gonna look it up. What MLB team has never changed their
or would it be a team that's new? Because that's kind of cheap.
But the Nationals have changed, right? They used to have this spelled out, and now it's just a W. See, they were claiming the Mets.
No, but the Mets have definitely changed.
I think so too. And so Google AI is telling me no MLB has ever not changed its logo. And it was so funny because when they were going through this video, they were like, the Red Sox. And I was like, okay, yeah, the Red Sox have been a B forever. And they're like, no, they also had that logo. It's just the Red Sox.
And they used to have a logo that had the Sox and it like had arms with a bat. It looked like something out of MS Paint.
I thought that was the White Sox that had that one.
Both.
Oh, they both had?
Oh,
okay.
The White Sox, the White Sox one you're thinking is like the super 90s or 60s, the guy that's got the bat.
Favorite MLB logo of all time, go.
It's tough.
You want me to go first?
Sure.
Mr. Red.
Mr. Red's pretty good. Really, really good. Just because of how creative it is, it's hard to beat the Milwaukee Brewers, the M and the B forming the glove with the baseball in the middle. It's really, really good.
I used to love like the Pirates that had the pirate head. With
the red bandana?
Yeah, they used to put all these on their spring training hats.
Like Jason Kendall era Pirates.
And the A's had the elephant.
I saw something on Instagram not too long ago. It was like, why? Like they need to, and I think it was actually Nick Castellanos talking about it. Why did the Marlins ever change? The colors were cool. The logo with the fish and the F was cool.
I don't hate their new one.
So good.
Their new one's pretty sharp.
It's just
Mr. Red is so sick. Nick, can you look up Mr. Red? How long is it going to take you to pop up Mr. Red on the screen there?
Let's see.
Oh, just as an on-air production meeting.
Yes, and like every
Mr.
version
Red's fielding the ball.
There's one of him running. There's one of him holding the bat.
There's two different mascots. They've got Mr. Red and they've got Mr. Red Legs, and then they've also got Rosie the Red.
You're pretty good at your Cincinnati Reds.
My uncle is a diehard Reds fan.
Really?
So have you never heard the story? You've never heard why? Like Brad Zane is a Dodger fan, and his brother Rob is a Reds fan. They're identical twins. My grandmother could not tell them apart, so she dressed Bradley in blue and Robert in red.
Wow, cool.
And it is also that era where the Reds were really good, had superstars, and the Dodgers are pretty good, had some superstars. So my dad's favorite player was Steve Garvey. Big time on those 70s teams.
That's a sick logo.
That is pretty sick.
That's so sick.
Yes, awesome. And then just
Mr. Red, and there's one that he's got a mustache.
That's Mr. Red Legs.
Oh, it is?
Yes, he's got a mustache.
So both of them are sick.
Yeah, Mr. Red Legs is the one that has the mustache.
Old school logos were so much better.
Yeah. Colt 45s. Awesome.
That's
Never should have changed the Astros.
Yeah.
I mean, that was pretty good.
I grew up in the Astros era where it was the blue and Vegas gold. I loved. You didn't like those?
No.
Would you like the brick ones?
I would prefer the brick over the blue.
The brick red.
The rainbow over all of them.
The brick red is more like my speed because that's when I was going to games with my aunt as a kid. Bagwell, Biggio, Berkman.
It all depends on
I like the
whenever you got
90s. I do like those 90s Vegas gold. I think those are solid.
That was the logo that it was the star that wasn't finished, and then there was also the Astros logo that said Houston Astros in the Astrodome shape.
That was good,
really sharp. But it's not as good. You're right, Nick. The logos before that, so the Colt 45s obviously, but then the next Astros logos where it had like it was like the space or the planets orbiting the Astrodome. Really cool.
I like what the Stros are doing now. It's a cleaned up, modernized version of what they were rocking in the 80s.
Some people that are really pretty passionate about this stuff in the chat. Tony Love said Devil Rays changing to just Rays.
That's terrible.
Of the Sun was a dumb move. I liked the Devil Rays. That was very unique.
I like that they bring it back every now and then. It's kind of like got that rainbow finish to it. It's a good look.
Again, the Marlins one, I would prefer the old school one, but I don't hate their rebrand. It's a pretty sharp logo, I think. The Marlins very distinct. I think they've done a pretty good job. If they could just ever get a winner down there, people don't care.
What, in Tampa?
No, in Miami.
Oh, but they've won 2 world championships.
But since when? Like the last one was.
Their last one was what, 2006? No, 2004.
4. That was against the Cubs.
Yes.
6 was the White Sox against the Astros. That was 5.
That was 5. 6 would have been the
Giants.
No, the Giants didn't win a World Series in San Francisco till 2010.
Oh, that's right. Then it was every other year with them.
2006, Cardinals.
Cardinals?
Over the Tigers.
That's right, Tigers.
2007, Red Sox again.
Are you going to keep going?
2008. That's where I'm going to struggle in 2008.
That would have been this is dumb. We should have got this.
Is it 2008?
It was really good second baseman, really good first baseman.
Phillies.
Yep.
2009's the Yankees. 2010's the Giants over the Rangers. 2011 is the Cardinals. 2012's the Giants again. Yeah. 2013 is the Red Sox. 2014's the Giants. Yeah. 15's the Royals. 16. Who won it in 16? Cardinals again?
Was it the Cardinals?
No, that doesn't sound right. Doesn't sound right.
We should have just
16
Trivia Wednesdays.
2016 World Series.
Duh. Man, we're so dumb. The Chicago Cubs broke the curse.
107 years. 17 was vacated. 18 was the Red. I'm kidding. It was the Astros. 18 the Red Sox. 19. That's what kills me.
Nationals.
2019 probably hurt me more than any other year because the Dodgers were so good in 19, and they shouldn't have lost to that Nationals team in the division series.
That National team was good.
No,
they played way above their ceiling. There was a good collection
They played way above their ceiling for a month.
Yep. And
that was a team that was they had essentially like that 05 Astros team. They declared them dead essentially, and they just got hot and found a way to make it.
What a weird World Series that was.
Yeah,
that was the one where the road team won every single game.
Nationals shouldn't have even been there. Dodgers pooped the bed in 2000 in Game 5. That's one of those losses. Game 5 of the division series. That like even as a 22-year-old, I was like sit on my floor in the dark, just contemplate life, kind of upset. That was brutal. That was
21 was the Braves.
20 was the Dodgers. 21 was the Braves. 22 was the Astros. 23 was
Rangers.
The Rangers. 24 the Dodgers, and this year it's going to be the Milwaukee Brewers.
You laying some money there?
No, I don't have enough money to bet. I don't got that Matthew Dawson money.
Does anybody want to win the AL West?
Does anybody want to win the National League West?
Have they all been playing?
They all suck. The Dodgers lost to the Buccos last night. The Padres have had chances to make up ground because the Dodgers didn't play on Monday, and they've got Baltimore in town for a 4-game series. Padres have lost the first 2 to Baltimore, sub 500 club.
It's the exact same thing happening in the AL West. The exact same. Every time Houston loses, Seattle loses.
Makes no sense.
Quietly, the Rangers are now back in the discussion. I think they're 4 back now. But if Nick, I don't understand with Houston the offense.
Jenna just said Cubs, dummy. Thanks, Jenna. We got there.
The offense in Houston is frustrating because the names say it should not be struggling this bad.
Yeah. I mean, how many years now, Brauny, it seems like they can't hit it home? It's so strange. It's like they were, and I obviously, trash can. No, even after that, they were hitting well, and then it just fell off a mountain.
Well, that year they hit better on the road too, which, it kind of flies in the face of that. It just leads me to believe that there was a lot of cheating going on everywhere. But yeah, I don't know. Remember, was it last year that they had the thing? Oh, it's the batter's eye. We got to fix the batter's eye.
Yeah, they completely painted it a different color and everything. It's like it's black now. I went to a game not too long ago, and it looks completely different. But
I haven't been to a game there this year. I haven't been to a game down there since A&M played.
That was my first game, Astros game, in 2 years. So
I really want to get down there and see. I want to see Hunter Brown. I want to go. I need to map it out where I can find Hunter Brown on like a Thursday afternoon, go to that game. Might have to have Evangelist fill in for me here.
You got to host one of these soon by yourself.
Probably.
Or bring somebody else with you.
When? Yeah, we'll figure that out.
The Thursday of the bye week.
We'll figure that out.
I did get my flight scheduled to Salt Lake City. I'm excited for that. I've never been to the state of Utah. And
I've been in the state of Utah as a kid. We went skiing in Park Cities once.
And I'm staying in Park City. A very gracious Aggie reached out and offered me, he has a place over there. And he's like, hey, if you want to stay, I'm not in town that weekend. I'll let you stay at this place. And
Jenna's texting me again. She wants me to take her to an Astros game. I'll take you to an Astros game when you guys bring back Towels Hill. How's that?
So this place I'm staying at is in Park City. It's a little bit out of the way, right? It's like not right next to Salt Lake City.
Sure.
It's like 45 minutes. And so I'm going to see Texas A&M quarterback commit Helaman Kasuga play the Friday of the bye week, of A&M's bye week. So 2 weeks from tomorrow, 2 weeks from Friday, 2 weeks from 2 days from now. And flying out there that Thursday. So I'll have all day Thursday. I say all day. I'll have half a day Thursday, all the day Friday. Got to go to that game Friday night. Saturday, I'm driving from Park City, Utah to Logan, Utah. not a short drive. It's like an hour and 45 minutes. McNeese is playing Utah State up there. So I'm going to go watch my undergrad alma mater play, and then I will drive back and fly out on Sunday. What I'm pumped about is the free time that I will have. I'm going to make sure that I go go walk trails, and Lucci, I guess, inspired me a little bit to go try to find some moose and some black bears, and maybe I can save a woman and her dog, and then kind of embellish the story every time I tell it to now that bear's 2,000 pounds. And anyway, but I'm looking forward to it because I've never been to the state of Utah. And that drive, I didn't know this until I started looking at it. The first time I researched driving through X place was whenever we were going to the Virgin Islands for our honeymoon. And I was like, well, the island's so small. Like, how do you drive? So I just Googled driving in St. Thomas. So what I did, I YouTubed it. So I YouTubed the drive from Park City to Logan. It looks incredible. So I'm pumped about that. I'm going to get up super early.
Really good scenery.
Yes. And, as a guy from Southeast Texas who hasn't been around the mountains much at all, like when I went out to California, I saw some that were awesome at Palo Alto. Denver, I think people have, unless you've been to Denver, then you know this, but Denver gets this, I guess, attachment to the Rocky Mountains, and it's really pretty flat, especially where you fly into that, that airport.
But the mountains are there. Not too far. And it makes for a beautiful backdrop.
But I've never driven like through these legit mountains like I'm going to see in Utah. So I'm super pumped about that.
Mountains are so crazy to us flatlanders, Brauny. I feel the same way. Like whenever I go to it's not much, but I have buddies that live in Colorado and stuff. But I went to New Mexico not too long ago too, and it's just like it's like they're not even real. But we're used to just
there?
What's that?
The event.
Hey, Luke.
Oh. Hey.
Yesterday, he's got something to film. That's why he's here. Yesterday he couldn't hang around.
I think they're already done.
He couldn't hang around.
I think they're already done. He's lurking because he needs Nick to do something for him.
That's for sure what it is.
What's he asking you to do? Was he asking you about the non-conference basketball
He's just
schedule?
double checking lighting, make sure everything is up to the TexAgs standard.
Can you turn around, genuinely, I want you to turn around and ask him what's the latest on the non-conference basketball schedule.
Brauny wants to know what the latest in the non-conference basketball schedule is. When's it dropping? He's going to come inform you. Don't worry. Here he comes.
I shouldn't have done this. My fault.
No, go away.
Well, the latest is that there is no latest update. We're just going to go ahead and, as Richard unplugs his microphone, his headphones, you could see this drop anywhere from tonight to, I don't know when the season starts.
Well, that's Luke's first contributions to the B team.
Luke's input.
It was a very B team effort.
Can I plug my headphones back in?
He's done.
Thank you. Whew.
Do you think Luke has ever cooked anything in his life?
Maybe. He seems like
says, "Are you kidding me? I love cooking."
Does he really?
He strikes me as a man who cooks with an apron on,
okay,
and like not like a
housewife evangelist,
like a artsy apron, not like a manly one.
That's pretty good, Nick.
Jeez. Yeah, honestly, I see it. I do.
A hairnet? I don't know.
My problem definitely has to have a hairnet.
My problem with anything Luke's cooking is that man thinks a quesadilla is a sandwich. So yes. We were talking about trust earlier. I immediately don't trust him. I don't trust him.
A hairnet. He does look like if this media thing wasn't working out for Luke, he'd be he'd be serving people mashed potatoes at Luby's with a hairnet on.
This was the last time you went to Luby's.
Oh, I used to love Luby's. I used to go every Sunday after church. We'd go to Luby's, and the line would be astronomical, but you waited, and look at me. I've always been a little bit of a big boy.
What kind of Jell-O?
Oh, no Jell-O. Are you kidding? Jell-O? Dude, their chocolate icebox pie there was to die for. And it was either chocolate icebox or French silk. They had great desserts.
French silk pie.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Buttermilk chest pie. They had great pies there. And I think if I had to choose, what would be one dessert you could eat for the rest of your life? Okay, calories don't mount. Cheesecake's yours? Cheesecake would be in my top 5. This isn't top 5 Tuesday, but I would have Oreos would be in there and pie. I love pie. You're not a pie guy?
You call Oreos a dessert? That's just like a snack to me.
Oreos are a dessert. I mean, you don't like Oreo cheesecake?
Oreo cheesecake's good. You know what?
Never even had that.
The,
but that sounds
What?
amazing.
Hold on, Tom.
Bluebell. We're back on our Bluebell thing.
Bluebell, if you want to
For a
sponsor the
while,
B team.
Bluebell had a specialty flavor. It was cookies and cream cheesecake, and it was
I remember that.
amazing.
Yeah, I had that.
A lot of people in the chat were Luby's fans. Yeah, you go and get the Luann platter. I'd get a Luann with an extra side. So I had to do mashed potatoes, macaroni, and black-eyed peas, and I'd mix them all together.
So you were a fan of the Luby's mac and cheese?
Oh, yeah. Sometimes it was a
Jenna
little
wants
runny.
to know. I need Brauny's opinion on Luby's mac and cheese.
I loved it. And it depended on how fresh it was, how long it had been sitting out there. But listen, call me disgusting, but I like a mac and cheese with a little crust on the top, a little hard cheese crust. It changes the texture.
Okay. She says, Luby's after church is elite. We'll get ready. We're not doing Luby's after synagogue.
But they put a little bacon in there, little bacon bits in your macaroni.
It's good stuff.
Hey, we could turn this into just talking food show every day of the week, and I'd be perfectly okay with it. What are your best recipes? Speaking of, Luke cooks,
you made a joke about Luke. He doesn't cook that much. I don't cook that much
at all.
Like very, very little. If you and the wife were coming over to hang out at the apartment, maybe watch a game, best thing I could do is like do shake and bake chicken, and like I'll do the extra crispy shake and bake, and I'll put like Cajun seasoning in it and just shake it. Yeah, it's super easy. I like quick meals, like things that don't take too much time. Like I just want to make something real fast, but I don't want to go get fast food kind of thing. That's up my alley. Like I'm really good at spaghetti. I'm really good at white people tacos.
What's that?
White people tacos, ground beef and some.
I grew up, and this guy's not listening. I grew up with a guy. We'd spend the night with at each other's house every weekend. We grow up, play baseball together, graduated high school together. Still a really good friend of mine. Every time I go to spend the night at his house, his mom would make us nachos. You know what I'm talking about?
White people nachos, so cheese.
Nachos, yes, nacho cheese Doritos.
You put it right in.
Yes.
Oh, nacho cheese Doritos.
Nacho cheese Doritos with like the Great Value shredded cheese on top of it.
That sounds kind of fire. When you were talking about nachos, I thought like what nachos were at our house, which is just like tortilla chips on a plate with the grated cheese on top of it. Throw it in the microwave for X number of seconds, and that's
essentially the same thing, but with nacho.
But with the
Doritos,
nacho cheese Doritos makes it a little bit more seasoned.
Nick, do you
tastier.
Cook? Yeah, I try. I mean, I probably don't cook as much as I should because I got a lot of fancy tools. But
Nick had us over one year for a Super Bowl and made great smash burgers.
You are a smash burger guy.
Yeah. If you told me I had to cook for everyone here was coming over, I'd be like, okay, I'm making burgers because that's the one thing I'm confident in serving to people.
Good
and
stuff,
it being
dude.
Actually good.
Know your strengths.
Make it just like I talked to McGee about this the other day. Even though he's not a fast food guy, but you got to make it just like McDonald's makes theirs double cheeseburgers. You don't put all this lettuce, tomato crap on it. It's ketchup, mustard, onions, pickles. That's it, and cheese, obviously.
Yeah. Did you know Cade Bickham, no cheese on his burgers?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
He's the most contrarian in this office.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Listen,
For
hey,
sure.
on this show though, Nick, we don't yuck anybody's yum.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, he's absolutely
different strokes for different folks, and I like that you
goodness. Look who it is. Hold on.
What do we got?
The man himself, the Baylor
again,
Bear.
I'm taking my headphones out.
The Baylor Bear.
Sick 'em Bears.
Can I say something real quick?
Yes, you can. Go ahead.
I can't even hear y'all, so don't even bother talking to me, okay? Week 1, all right? Week 1 out here, Brauny and Richard are overreacting like crazy. Actually like crazy. Oh my gosh, like, Sawyer Robertson sucks balls. This guy sucks, all right?
Say that.
That's basically what they say. Oh, I know that. That's basically what they're saying, all right? Here's what's happening, all right? Sawyer Robertson is going to continue to throw for 400 yards a game, okay? Baylor could end up winning 9 games, could end up winning 8 games in the Big 12. We don't know. They get a lot of those tough games. Look at the schedule. You got your computers there. Type on your computer. They got a really nice home slate where they play all their toughest games at home. Who knows? A 10-win Baylor team where Sawyer Robertson throws for 4,800 yards and 44 touchdowns. Who knows?
Okay. All right.
That's enough.
Give the mic back. Nick, now I want you to turn around and ask him what happened in Tallahassee. Because he sat back there and swore up and down this was like the steel curtain defense of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
That one's not an overreaction. I mean, they got mauled. And the thing is, we talked about it yesterday, Brauny, like the coordinators just being like, oh, like, I guess they, well, I think the word that they used was like, oh man, we're not having fun out there. You got rocked. Kane Womack, I'm shocked that he even got off the bus. That guy has to have answers for questions
he can't
that
say
the fan base is having right now. I don't even think Ty Simpson was bad. Sorry, I can't hear you guys. I don't even think Ty Simpson was bad. Like, Ryan Williams wasn't great, but legitimately they let him open it up later in that third and fourth quarter, and he was fine. That defense got absolutely mutilated, and I am in shock because I had Bama like plus 1,200 to win the national championship, and that is dead. That is dead.
Thank you, Matthew Dawson. Much better drop-in than Luke Evangelist.
I miss him so much.
It was wild. The Alabama defensive coordinator got in front of a microphone and said, yeah, Florida State ran everything we thought they were going to run. That is not going to go over well on the Paul Feinbaum show. So, Nick, smash burgers, that's your lane. I like that you know what your fastball is.
Yeah, for sure. Slider and or secondary pitch would probably be, I don't want to say steak because that's a big thing to put out there. You know, like, oh, I make a mean steak. And then there's a million other people that will tell you a million different ways to do it.
How do you do it?
Remember,
quickly.
I mean, sometimes I cook them on a flat top, a griddle. You can do that.
Yeah, for sure.
And you just minute each side. Obviously, steak seasoning, salt, pepper, blah blah blah. Butter on the flat top. Minute each side. Constantly check your temps. Pull it off right around 120. Bang! It's pretty good for medium rare.
Can I give you? And this, I've done this a lot with tenderloin, which is typical. You know, there's no bone in tenderloin, and it's typically an even shape whenever you put it down. Cast iron skillet for a tenderloin, okay?
Yeah.
Get it running hot. Get that thing ginning. You know what I'm saying? Like whenever you put the oil in the pan, it needs to be smoking.
Yep.
So, and don't use olive oil because it'll smoke your living room out. Use some kind of vegetable oil, canola oil, just enough to wet the bottom of the pan, okay? You lay the tenderloin in there about 45 seconds to a minute aside. Okay, and then you want to get the edges 30 to 45 seconds. So I always have a clock, like my stopwatch going right there next to me. And then once I've done it, seared both sides, seared the edges, it goes into the oven at like 475. And then that's when I really start taking account of my temperature. And you can pull it out early, wrap it in tinfoil, and it'll keep cooking. And I think it does a good job of holding the moisture.
Yeah,
in.
That's what people don't realize is once you take it off, the steaks keep cooking after that for about 5 minutes.
My father-in-law he's a master griller. He's really, really good at it. And he does prime rib, and it's incredible. And I don't know exactly how he does it, but people will pull prime rib out super early, like way below temp, and then they wrap it in like cellophane. You know what I'm like? Plastic wrap. Yeah, plastic wrap. They wrap it in plastic wrap and let it sit until it comes up to temperature that way.
Do you remember we did a boys' night during COVID? Over at Dalton's old apartment.
I did those steaks that way.
So good.
That's why I did those tenderloins.
Listen to Brauny. It was fantastic. I wish I could remember how good the steak truly was, but I don't remember much of the night.
Oh yeah, that was a long night.
So
in
much
y'all's
fun.
House.
Wasn't my house.
I got a text from former Texas A&M baseball coach and now current colleague of mine, Justin Seeley.
Yeah.
Saying, hey, two baseball guys sitting on the couch. You're going to talk about Framber Valdez yesterday.
So I didn't see that because I can't watch the Astros games because it's blacked out on my MLB TV. I didn't hear about it until I was sitting down with Billy for Ask Lucci. If that sounds like an insane scenario.
Yes.
Like intentionally crossing up your catcher.
That's so dangerous.
Crazy.
It's so dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
It's lowbrow.
We used to hear, so I umpired in high school, and I would call some like real games, like actual like travel ball stuff. Like I was solid at it. I wasn't great home plate umpire, but I know the rules pretty well. I have to know the rules great to be a good umpire, obviously. But I had heard stories from umpires that, you know, if a team doesn't like the call, they'll call a fastball and tell the catcher to intentionally duck down. I've heard of teams doing that. That's real Bush League.
Yeah, that's Bush League too.
But like to do it to your own catcher,
to your own teammate at that level,
crazy.
And from what I understand, I didn't see it when it happened either. I've seen a lot of reaction to it. The way it was described from what I saw on the internet was that Framber wanted to throw a heater. Okay, I guess the pitch com kept coming in for breaking ball. And instead of like stepping off and trying to reset, like the catcher was trying to wave him off the back of the mound to reset. And he just starts his motion and fires a pitch in there, and it hits him right in the midsection. It's so dangerous.
I'm going to have to look this up.
I'm trying to get it right here, Richard. Give me 1 second.
Are you working to get it on the screen so that everybody can watch it? But it's over the top Bush League. I think he should be fined. And honestly, there should be a fight involved.
Yeah.
Maybe there was. We'll never know. But I can't believe that you don't come unglued on the field for this. And
who was the catcher?
Cesar Salazar.
Yeah, Cesar Salazar.
Respect to him for not like you can tell he's pissed. He took 93 right in the tummy.
And it's out of spite, dude.
And Valdez like immediately turned around and walked off the back of the bump.
He didn't show any remorse for it. To me, that's a problem. That's a problem in the clubhouse. I would hope that the leadership gets that. As an Astros fan, I hope the leadership gets that sorted out. But the fact that he has, even in his brain, thinks he can do that, and maybe Nick, because Salazar been kind of up and down. It's not Caratini.
Yeah, he's the minor league catcher. Yeah. He's up for just depth.
And it's not Caratini and it's not Yiner. So
here it is, by the way.
That's brutal. Look, he just turns around. It's 6-0. You've gotten your brains beat in, given up a grand slam to Trent Grisham. And, maybe this is, they talk about, the pot boiling over for some teams, and the Astros have been essentially playing 500 ball since the All-Star break. And maybe even a little bit below that. Maybe this is how it comes out. But, dude, Salazar's, you can tell he's pissed and a little embarrassed. This is an awful look, and it should never, ever happen. I don't care what the relationship is between you and your catcher, how upset you are with him. This is not something you do. And there would be major repercussions if a 10U kid did this.
Yeah.
And it's happened at the professional level.
That's crazy. It's definitely a moment. What was the final score of last night?
They got their brains beat in.
Okay, but what was the final score?
It was like 8-1.
Okay.
7-1, I think.
Well, we talked about it a little bit earlier. The Astros are playing some subpar baseball right now over the last month and a half or so, right? After they went up to Dodger Stadium and beat our brains in. But perhaps this instance, and this is a pretty big one to get by, and then the result itself can serve as a moment to center ourselves again.
That's what I'm saying is this a lot of times this boils over and you get in a bench clearing situation, right? And it's just the frustration come out. You see it a lot with managers, teams not playing well. I'm frustrated. Let me just see if I can spark this club by getting ejected and having a big blow up. This is a come to Jesus moment to me in the Astros clubhouse. And you'd hope that Jose Altuve and Carlos Correa, but it's Framber that's doing it, which is that's so weird for a guy that's that successful, that much of a veteran, has been around nothing but success, for him to act this way and think that it's okay. And I'm of the opinion, and I've said this to you about a certain situation you were in, that, Nick, if that's not Cesar Salazar catching back there, he doesn't pull this. He took advantage of the guy that was calling the pitches, just like I think the situation that you were in.
Brauny, I mean, sure. You're like, or me and you, we watch the Astros. We watch Framber for a while. He's always been kind of a head case almost. I feel like for a pitcher, he lets his emotions get the best of him quite frequently, to be honest.
Yeah, but he's not had, this is beyond the pale, Nick.
He's never done anything like this, for sure.
This is blatant trying to hurt your teammate. The catcher's just guessing. The last thing the catcher put in is curveball, and he kept shaking, so he knows he doesn't want to throw it. But when he starts into his motion, the last thing that I've heard is curveball. Maybe he just gave in, is going to throw it. That's the worst scenario to happen, whether you're a hitter or a catcher, is if you think breaking ball's coming and you get a fastball. At least if I think fastball's coming and I get a breaking ball, there's a speed difference that I can adjust 100%. To, right?
Somebody brought up in the chat, it's Framber Valdez's contract year.
Well, who's going to want a part of that?
Exactly.
He's really good.
Yeah.
He's really good. And somebody will overlook it because of his talent level. But this is a red flag for me for him.
Massive. I can't believe it's disgusting. Like that happened.
Again, probably a good pinpoint, right, to put into the Astros season for what happens going forward now. Is this where they turn it around? They have this big clubhouse moment and they start playing better? Or do they crater and fall out of the playoff race?
I don't think they're falling out of the playoff race.
There's a reason you traded for Correa. I mean, he's the leader, right?
Supposed to be.
Yep.
Altuve's the leader. It has to be Altuve.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we got about 10 minutes left.
Wild,
we're going to do what we learned Wednesday. Nick has already done his. I kind of put him on the spot earlier. Okay.
Talking about delegation and stuff.
Yeah. Or if you don't have anything, I do have origins of phrases, which I love.
So I do have something, and it's if you guys haven't, we talked about a little bit earlier, we've been doing more NIL activations. So I got to sit down with EJ Smith for a Take 5. You can find it on YouTube now. We'll post it on the site later on in the week. But that kid, and it makes a ton of sense, right? Because he went to Stanford, smart kid. His father's obviously extremely successful in his field as the NFL's all-time leading rusher. But I asked EJ, I said, hey man, you had this really, really awesome role model around literally every single day in Pops. So I asked him, I said, what is the number one lesson he's taught you, one, A, as a football player, and B, as a man? And he said that, so this is wisdom and advice from a Hall of Famer to his son, which can be, I think it can be shared across any number of things. He said that as a football player, don't let the body control the mind. Let the mind control the body. I think you can apply that to anything. Obviously, in a physical sport like football, it's more present than as somebody's career as a managing editor. But that's good advice. And then the other thing he said was to always have a passion outside of what you're focusing on. So for EJ, it's like always, football's not forever, so always have a passion, something that you can find success in elsewhere. I've found myself, I've gotten better with my content, whether I'm hosting TexAgs Live or hosting this show. Like, part of this is an entertainment aspect. And so what I've learned is, hey, whether I really care about it or not, I better have an opinion, and I better dive into this opinion, because it just makes for better back and forth. Like, the worst thing that David could ask me on TexAgs Live was like, man, that atmosphere was really great. And I was like, yeah, it was great. It was okay. Yeah.
Like,
I think I do that a little bit too much on this show.
You have to dive into this whole thing. And so it's part of the job of being on content and being on air is you want to be entertaining. And in order for you to be entertaining, it's hard. Like for Colin Cowherd, he's done it for how long? But he's got to have Skip Bayless. God, his takes are so bad, but they've got to have takes on everything because it's entertainment. And Josh Pate's the same way. I think Josh Pate delivers it perfectly. But Josh Pate, there's a lot of work that goes into what he does because he's got to formulate these takes and they've got to sound intelligent and they've got to kind of flow. It's really, really hard to sit in front of a microphone. He does a show for an hour and a half. He does a show for an hour and a half and he doesn't really stumble. There's not a lot of uhs. Nope. He's not repeating himself. He doesn't talk over himself. He doesn't talk sideways. He is really, really talented. That's why I think he's the best in the business.
The other thing that, going back to my conversation with EJ, was I've been asking a bunch of players, whether it be a football player or a baseball player. We had a volleyball player by not too long ago. Like, if you're not at school or you're not at practice, what are you doing in your free time? And EJ is a kid that's like, he's educating himself when he's not practicing or in school. And I found that to be extremely interesting. I was like, so he's like, I read a lot. It's like, all right, so what kind of topics are you reading? Because we've talked about this on this show. I like to read about people. He likes to read about things, obviously, that he doesn't know about. And one of the or business ventures, stuff like that, things that might scare him. so that he reads about it and learns about it and educates himself about it. And the example he brought up was artificial intelligence. Because a lot of people, you hear that term and you're immediately, oh, like that's kind of scary. I don't know what that could mean for us in the future kind of thing. EJ's like, no, I want to educate myself. I want to know what's going on.
You know, the scary part about it, I saw somebody talking about that it's people have just accepted that AI is right 1,000% of the time, and it's not. So people will type into Google, I just did it earlier. What's the last MLB team that hasn't changed their logo? And they're like, well, every MLB team's changed their logo. I just assume that's right.
Yeah.
And I think it gets dangerous when you just make the assumption that AI is always right whenever the people that are programming it and developing it are saying that, hey, it's not always right. I would be interested to learn. We're still, I think, in the very much infancy of it, but what is the accuracy percentage of Google's AI? Very interesting. All right, got about 5 minutes left. We're going to do these phrases, okay? I got 2 phrases. You guys, yourself and Nick.
I'm going to go ahead and say this. My headphones died, so I'm going to go swap out some batteries. So if you go ahead and start.
Oh, Nick's on it.
Nick's coming. Pause. Nick's going to help me out. That's the way I should have said that.
There he is.
Goat. Thank you. Oh, my goodness. Look at this. Pit crew.
Uh-oh. It's the perfect guy. Oh man. Everybody's gaining time on us,
he lost
Nick.
the jack. Oh, thank you.
Oh, now Mark Martin's ahead of us.
God, that was slow. That was
Kyle.
Hey, we'll practice it. We'll practice it, Nick. We'll get better at it.
Nick was bad on the tires.
We'll get better at it, Nick. We will get better at it.
He's got to put those batteries on the charger. Put his headphones back in.
Bummer. That's on me.
No,
it's
Nick.
like,
Brauny, you are awfully fond of a driver who never won a championship.
Yeah, you're not a Jeff Gordon fan like me and Nick Savage.
Kyle Busch was gaining on us too. His pit crew changed the tires faster.
I'm not allowed to say what I think of Kyle Busch on this program because we haven't dropped an F-bomb yet.
What about Carl Edwards?
Does backflips.
Yeah. He's very
flies his own plane.
Yeah,
it's pretty sick. Do you have opinions on Jimmy Johnson?
one of the greatest of all time.
You're a Hendricks Motorsports guy.
Yeah, I'm a big Hendrick guy.
Okay, the 2 phrases that I looked up today that I learned what they meant. The first one is gibberish. What do you know gibberish as, Richard?
Just speaking language that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, he's speaking gibberish. Nothing flows, nothing runs together. It's you can't make sense of it. So gibberish comes from the unpronounceable Abu Musa Jabir ibn Hayyan.
Sounds like gibberish.
Was a 9th century scholar who wrote about sciences, magic, alchemy, and philosophy. When his Arabic works made their way to Europe, his name was simplified to the rather plainer Geber. However, even if they could now pronounce his name, his writing would be too complex for most readers, leading to a description of his work as gibberish, and a new idiom was born. I thought I might get in trouble. Well, never mind.
Yeah, I was about to say, that was where was that going?
The second one that I have today, the origins of giving somebody the cold shoulder, which is, Nick, you give somebody that you do this quite a bit in the office, right? You don't want people to talk to you, just give them the cold shoulder.
Sometimes I'm busy, yeah, for sure.
It has been said that the Iliad is the story of a bad guest breaking hospitality rules and all the chaos that broke out because of that. This suggests just how important hospitality was in the past, so it's no surprise that a guest would be received with a grand meal in the Middle Ages. However, what happens when they overstay their welcome? They would be served leftovers, such as a cold shoulder of mutton from the previous night's dinner, leading to this memorable phrase. So it's basically a way of telling you people, get out of my house. You've overstayed your welcome. You know what my grandparents used to do growing up when they were ready for people to leave?
What's that? Open the front door?
No, put on a pot of coffee. If you were in somebody's house and it was late at night and they put on a pot of coffee, it was time to leave.
Makes sense.
Maybe that was unique to where I grew up, but that's always what I've learned is like, if you're staying somewhere and you're past dinner and talking and wife puts on a pot of coffee, get out. Time to go. That means it's time to leave. Interesting stuff. All right.
I haven't had that experience.
Hope you learned something on this Wednesday, either about delegating your work responsibilities or about simple turns of phrases in the English language or about challenging yourself with a book. educating yourself on things that you don't know so you don't become so scared of them. We had a good time here on this Wednesday. We'll be right back tomorrow on Thursday. We'll preview the college football slate. We're going to lay our own bets. We're not listening to Matthew Dawson anymore.
We're also going to work on our pit stops.
Yes, we are going to work on our pit stops. On tomorrow's edition, we're eating hot chicken. We are eating hot chicken. You will be entertained at the very least by our pain tomorrow on the B Team.